Onya, I see you.
Good evening, ma.
Hello, we're all welcome to Good Evening, episode 16, Coffee ONYAI, episode 15 already. God is awesome. Onya, how does
Mm.
it feel? Episode 16.
Like I keep saying,
How
I
does
just
it
feel
feel?
humbled. I
Hope you can.
feel it feels, yeah, I just feel, humbled by everything. And I also want to say welcome to everyone. Thank you for my birthday wishes. I love you all. I deeply appreciate you. Thank you so,
Yeah.
so much.
Oh, that's really nice. By this time last week, we were just prepping to do it from Port Harcourt. I wish I could be in
Yeah.
Petakwa every time, and I give God all the glory.
Mm.
Let's our audience if they can hear us. Please, if we have people watching, just confirm the audio to us. If we're good to go, just confirm the audio. Okay. So right now, for those of you watching, we are streaming simultaneously on YouTube, and I know the YouTube link is somewhere on the screen, but I would also post it as a comment now, and it will appear on Facebook. So there's a YouTube link. I think I've sent it up now. Yes, there's a YouTube link. I'll put it up there. Yes, thank you very much. So today we have quite an interesting topic. It might seem cryptic, but quite interesting. And trust me, um, you would have the best of what will be on offer today here. The title, or rather the topic for today's episode, episode 16, that you can look at it like that's 4 months already. When you see
Yeah.
episode 4 months, 4 weeks for a month, and that's 4 episodes a
Man.
month, like 4 more episodes, 16 episodes. Wow, 4 months
Mm-hmm.
already, like yesterday. So today we're saying maintaining your breathing room, maintaining in room. I know so many of us watching, we're acquainted with things like my space, my breathing space, and all of that. I would wonder, what are we talking about maintaining your breathing room? For those of us who probably just want us to just put it in plain language, um, your breathing room is, a sufficient time where you have to prepare to recover from any pressing or difficult situation, and now move. So many things people can say about your breathing room. So today, Pastor Nye is here to just take us on this journey, because so many of us, we do not really, in its practice, understand what it means to not only have a breathing room, but also how to maintain it, how to maintain what we need to do so we do not suffer burnout. So, Pastor Nye, over to you. Why maintain a breathing room, and what is
Mm.
a breathing room words?
Okay. Thank you so much, Pastor Nene. Oh, wow. Maintaining your breathing room. What is a breathing room? Your breathing room is you, your corner, your space, your environment. Your breathing room is your sanctuary, if I can use that word, you and all that makes you you. That's your breathing room. And why must we maintain it? I think the first problem we have is a lot of people are in competition with each other. They're in competition with the next person. And for me, I believe that the only person you should compete with is your yesterday. So I'm not to compete with Pastor Nene, and I'm not to compete with the next person who is out there. I am to compete with me as of yesterday. And I'm to say to myself, how can I make myself better? What are the next thing? What's the next thing I want to do? How do I want to do it? What's my plan? How do I execute that plan? What is it in it for me? Is it we talked about value system last week? Is it what I aim to do? Is it in line with my purpose and my value? Or am I just chasing shadows? Am I chasing everything that is in vogue I want to do? Everybody is jumping up, I want to jump. Do I want to dance because everybody is dancing? Or is it part of my personality? So you need to maintain your breathing room, because it's only in that space that you can understand what makes you you, you know. And if you lose, if you burn out, there's nothing to give. An empty vessel cannot give anything. The Bible talked about Elisha. He said to them, go and gather vessels. And these vessels were brought. The beautiful thing about it is that for every time a vessel was mentioned in the Bible, it was never left empty. It came
Yeah.
empty, but it was filled with something. Elisha filled with oil, Elijah filled with oil, Jesus filled with wine. He started with water
Mm-hmm.
and then he progressed to wine. So for every time the vessel is brought, it is filled. The breathing room is where you get refilling, where there's a rebirth, where you increase in capacity, where you sit down and you say, what next? Why am I here? Where am I going to? And what is the next thing to do? The breathing room is the place where you retreat and then you retreat to focus on your focus. You retreat to align, to have a review of what you have been doing, who you are doing it with, and why you're
Mm-hmm.
doing it. Because the truth is, a lot of us are in competition with the next person. And so we lose sight. We don't realize that everybody is not called to you. Everybody's, even if there are 2 billion and 1 people in this world, everybody must not watch you. Everybody must not like you. And in the bid to do what the next person is doing, the way they are doing it, you will lose sight of the people that are called to you. There are people that are called to you. There's a space for you in destiny. But if you pursue the next person, oh, this person is jumping, let me jump. The next person is sitting, let me sit. You will lose sight of the people that God has called to you because they are attracted to you because of your originality, because of that which makes you you. So you need to maintain your breathing room so that you don't lose focus of your focus. You don't lose sight of what your purpose is. You don't end up dancing to every music that plays. The truth is that every dancer is an expert in a particular dance. You see dancers, they say, oh my, and my forte is this. It's pop, it's
Exactly.
Afrobeat, it's this. They can do others, but this is their specialty. And that is what makes them stand out. And we know about that Nigerian guy, right? That danced with Beyonce. Personally, can you remember his name?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
We
he was focused on his Afrocentric beat. Beyonce saw him and called him to
and he
do a music
discovered him.
video.
Yeah.
Yes, imagine if that guy tomorrow he would dance Michael Jackson. The next day they say it's this one that is raining. He didn't focus on that is Afrobeat. He wouldn't
I
have been an
just
expert or expert enough to teach Beyonce.
yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Can you hear me? Okay,
Yes.
good. What is just quite unique about this issue of the Britain room we are talking about today? This there's this thing about, like, say, gospel music in Nigeria, people singing
Mm,
different things and all of that. And there's this guy, I wouldn't want to call his name, he's a very good friend of mine. He's an Afrocentric gospel singer.
mm,
And of course, it's not as if he can't sing all this, let me call it Oyinbo gospel,
yeah.
understand? But he's made up his mind that this is what defines him,
Mm,
and he wouldn't waste. Look, when we talk about Britain room, it doesn't mean you can't do other things, but you prioritize.
yeah.
You prioritize. So he's prioritized his love and passion for music, and he's decided that, look, let me stick with this Afrocentric thing, and it has now come to define him. So when
Mm,
we're talking about, like, breathing room, you said, like, when you don't need to be like someone else. Are you trying to
mm,
say, if you don't maintain your breathing room well enough, if you're not able to create the space that is uniquely yours, you know how they say, if you don't stand for something, you will fall for anything.
yeah.
You, if you don't stand for something, you will fall for anything. So what we're trying to say here today, like, okay, you've told us what the breathing room is and all that, and why it's important that we um, not only have a breathing room as women. You've always advocated for self-care, and I
Yeah.
think in that self-care package that you've always advocated for, recognizing your breathing room is the first step. Then the second step is, how do you now maintain your breathing room? How do you maintain your breathing room? So First, I want to just ask you, how do you recognize what your breathing room is? How do you recognize it?
You
How do
know,
you recognize?
okay. For me, for me personally, I read the Bible one day and it hit me. He kept saying, and Jesus withdrew, and Jesus withdrew, and he withdrew. And I went searching, and I found that for every time Jesus did a big miracle, for every time he performed a miracle, even after the feeding of 5,000, he withdrew. He withdrew simply because after a big thing, the tendency for people, we saw it, it's in the Bible, when they wanted to crown him king. That was not his purpose. They wanted to make him a king. That was not why he was there. Okay, he has fed them. And so they decided that this man has the capacity to sort all our issues. And they wanted to make him king. But he walked out simply because he knew that's not for me. For me, my breathing room is my place of solace. I just go into my room, shut my door, zone out, and say, Holy Spirit, what do
Yes.
you have to say to me?
The question I'm asking you, Pastor Onye, is yes, you have that space, even in terms of it being a physical space. But I'm saying,
Mhm.
at what point are you going to? Somebody say breathing room, prayer room. No, Sandra, not necessarily a physical
Prayer,
place.
not really, yes.
Can yes, 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 because it's like recognize your breathing room. At what point? I want you to take us that point that you know that, you know how they say something has to break. You must
Okay.
identify the fact that, you just said something about Jesus. And that's why I brought you back again to just pour some more light. Jesus always had to withdraw. He
Mm-hmm.
could very well have said, I'm the Messiah, and just keep on moving on all cylinders. But he knew there was a solitude. And I know that's what you love to talk about. He knew that there was a time he had to go in and shut himself out of for the world. So, like when you talk about shutting the door, you're not talking about just shutting a physical door, right?
No,
Okay,
I'm not,
continue.
yes, I'm not talking about shutting the
You know
physical
why
door
I
because
said, that? Somebody here said, is breathing room prayer room? I said, no,
no,
it's not a physical room.
no, your breathing
Explain
room is
some
not
more.
your prayer room. Your breathing room is not your prayer room. You can go into your prayer room and what you decided to do there is not even to actually evaluate your life. So your breathing
Yes.
room is
So
not
your
your
breathing room
prayer
is more in
room.
your mind.
Yes. Your breathing room is not your prayer room. And when you should like you ask, when what are the signs and when should you get into that space is when you see that number one, you're becoming cranky. I know that's a
Yeah.
sign for me. Becoming
Good.
cranky,
So
the
those are the
noise is
signs.
too much. When the noise is too much around me, I go back. I
So
go into my breathing room.
number one sign that you need your breathing room when you start getting cranky.
Yes,
Okay.
impatient.
Okay.
Things that you used to enjoy when you're told to come and do, you sigh, or you just say, oh, you just make these remarks that show you're tired, you're exhausted. Oh my God, what is this? But you can come in front of the people and smile, but they didn't know that that was the first thing you did. And so for every time I get to that point, whether it is to go and attend a meeting that I should do often, I say to myself, I'm getting there. I need my space now. I need to go there to declutter. I need to ask myself questions. Why am I feeling the way I'm feeling? What is it about the situation that is making me respond in this light? Obviously
In
I'm
fact,
tired. What can I do
you
to
just
boost
use
my
the right
energy?
term. You just use the right term. You have to declutter.
Yes,
You just use the right term. You need to declutter.
yes,
So your mind is really full. You can't keep just
no,
going through the motions and
no,
acting. It's okay. You need to put on your brakes, right? Slam the brakes
yes,
and go back into your your space, so to speak.
yes.
So one of the signs you said is being cranky. I wrote said you get
Impatient,
cranky. Yeah. What else?
impatient. And
Impatient.
when you find out that for things you used to enjoy, for things you do with delight, right? Things you delightfully do, you're grumbling. I don't know if
Mm,
anybody there has experienced it. That a meeting you used to attend with joy. And when you sit there, you're like, oh my God, it's time for this meeting. You might get to that meeting, and at the end of the day, you enjoyed the meeting. But when those thoughts come, when those words start coming out, just know that you need to declutter. You
You
need
need
to
to
go back.
maintain your
Yes,
operating
you
room.
need
Yeah.
to maintain. Yes. And you need to ask yourself, what is it about the meeting? Is it getting too often? Is it interfering with something I want to do? What changed?
Mm-hmm.
Why did I get to the point of, why did I move from excitement to murmuring, or from excitement
Mm-hmm.
to complain? Why am I now seeing this thing that used to excite me as something that is interfering with my time? And these are
Mm.
the basic questions you need to ask yourself. And you need to now sit down and analyze and check, am I putting too much on my plate? Did I ask something
Yeah.
I shouldn't? Have I said yes to what I should say no to? Did I take something up, a task, simply because I just conquered this one and felt, okay, this will be easy, not knowing that I have put more than I can chew? So
Taking
the,
more on
the
more
breathing.
true. Yeah.
Yes, yes. So the breathing room is actually a place where you ask yourself the hard and real questions, and you must give yourself the right answer. If you can't say the truth, if you can't provide it, and be real to yourself in that space, you will break. And that's where we see people who we expect certain things from as leaders, and then they break. Some just shout, they start acting up simply because they didn't take time to maintain their breathing room. And there's
A
nothing
breathing.
wrong in withdrawing. Yes. You can,
Okay.
I tell people, for a meeting you normally attend, you can get to a point where you say, Lord, see today, can I please sleep? I just need to sleep. I need to sleep. Can I please sleep? You know, and when you get to a point where you think that if you're not there, the thing can't exist, there's something wrong with you.
It's true because I think one of the lessons we need to learn in wanting to maintain our breathing room is the fact that we need to confront the fact that we are not indispensable.
Yes,
You
we
know,
are not.
we're talking about that woman who, um, yeah, we said a couple of us saw that thing on social media, and I think
Mm-hmm.
we talked about it earlier today when the lady was doing everything. She was caregiver to some family members that were staying in the house, were not feeling very well. She was doing this for the kids. She was doing so much and all of that, and eventually she fell ill, you know, and of course she passed on. And I think about a couple of months later, somebody was asking the husband, so how are the kids? And he said, oh, they have a nanny. Oh, how are those people that were sick? This and that. I said, oh, he got them a nurse, and all of
Hmm.
that. And I don't know if it really happened, but it was more or else like a, a viral message that was going around telling women to
Yeah.
take of themselves. And that's, you've always said self-care is not, how do you always say it? You
Self
say
self worth is not pride.
self-worth is not pride, and it's not a sin to pursue
Yeah.
self-care. Self-care is not actually
Exactly.
being selfish. So
It's not.
one of the things then we can do to maintain our breathing room is actually take self-care as an important part of our everyday life, because
Mm-hmm.
that's what you just said. When you you actually think, I think we discussed it once or twice, when you are actually a dry well and you're just moving, you begin to give people pain because that's only what you have.
Yes.
You are cranky, you give people crankiness, you don't feel happy, like, just play out this thing to
To
people.
radiate
So
negative energy.
negative energy, you know
Mm-hmm.
so self-care really is an important part of maintaining our breathing room. Let me
Yeah.
just ask a question to the viewers out there so they can put in their 2 cents and I can throw to you what they've said. Because for this kind of a thing, I'm sure so many women out there, you know what you do when you want to maintain your breathing room. Pastor He has explained now what your breathing room is. That personal space, that place that is uniquely yours, that thing that defines you. So I'm asking our viewers, when it's like your pressure, it's like a pressure pot only.
Yeah.
When it boils, boils, boils. When something is about to give, what are the things you do to maintain your breathing space, your
Mm.
breathing room? I know Oyi famously loves the movies. and her
And I don't,
spa and her ideas.
yes, I
Can you
don't
give us some
compromise
more
on,
ideas?
I don't
Some more
compromise on my
ideas so that we
salon.
can see.
Yes,
Yeah.
as we wait for them to type in theirs, I just want to, I don't compromise on salon. I am very particular about the salon I go to. The salon I go to must be comfortable. And I don't care if they charge me 100 times more than the other salons do. It's because
Regular.
that is my escape. Yes, that's 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 my escape room. So the
Mm-hmm.
serenity, the place must be clean. I must be pampered in that space. I don't want noise. I don't expect the staff there to shout and talk and I don't see I'm
Mm-hmm.
particular even about the music that is played. So somehow it's like one salon has got me hooked, but it's just because the environment meets my expectation. The
Mm-hmm.
environment meets
Mm-hmm.
my expectation. The staff meets my expectation. And when I get to that place, I watch out for the people that carry the aura I want. So I have this person who does my pedicure. Everybody, when I walk in, they call his name. I have some other person that braids my hair when it's time to braid. I have another person because I've just weighed them and I'm like, no, okay, this energy is
That's
what I like.
for those few hours you are in the
Yes,
world of your own, right?
exactly,
So you
exactly.
can't compromise it. Uh, Pastor Gotti here is saying spa vacation is allowed, my dear. So many women, you've always said this, so many women, they feel guilty to take out time. I
No,
don't know if you can understand where
I
I'm coming from.
do,
They
I
feel
do, I
guilty to
do,
take out time.
I
They
do.
feel guilty.
And I really
You
don't
know,
know why.
why would you not want to? And the funny thing is this: if you don't take out time to maintain your breathing space, for instance, let's talk about a marriage. Before you know it, you start becoming a nuisance. You
Hmm.
start becoming needy. You know, somebody here says she spends time with friends away from the noise of the children, of the kids.
Okay.
It's necessary. You know, I don't think any woman should feel guilty for taking care. It's not, like you said, it's not in the big things,
It's not.
it's in the little things. And apart from this conscious effort to do physical things, this one I have famously learned from you, teaching me to say no.
Hmm.
I think one way of maintaining your breathing room is the ability to say no, no,
Mhm.
no. You can't, you know me now, famous for saying yes to everything. So, but what do you think? I want you to talk a bit about on it. Somebody here is saying, Belema is saying, I watch movies to treat myself and make
Wow.
me feel. My dear sister, carry on. You need it, and I'm
Exactly.
sure most of us can, relate. When we're actually watching the movie, we're not really watching it like as if it's an exam. You know, you're actually running things through your mind in a more relaxed manner, or just forgetting as if any other thing. Like for me, in those days when I used to watch the movies very well in one cinema in Port Harcourt, for those 2 or 3 hours, I forget who I am
Hmm.
in the dark, chewing my popcorn. Mwah, 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 mwah. I'm just noisy. Then when I'm coming out, I'm like, oh, welcome to the real world. Um, Pastor Ngozi is saying we have only one life to live. That's that's Onye's mantra.
Ah,
Please live it loving yourself to please God, and that
yes,
involves taking care of yourself. So, Pastor,
yes.
over to you. How can I maintain my breathing room? We started saying things about it, but I want you to throw some more light on it. And
Okay,
the 3 areas I want you to throw light on, because for a woman, our major room is usually family, finance, and associations, relationships. Those three. How can I maintain my breathing room as far as it concerns my family relationships? How can I maintain my breathing room as far as it concerns my finance? You know, how can I maintain my breathing room as far as it concerns me as a person?
okay.
Because notice we have to compartmentalize whether we like it or
Yes,
not.
yes,
So,
yes.
number one, as a
Family.
wife, family. No, no. Why? Why is big? A woman is big. First, as myself, you've told me I should cool down. Number two, as a wife. Then number
Yes.
three, as a mother. Over to you. Then we go to the next
Okay.
one after.
I just
A
need to say it as
wife
it is. Praise the Lord. Praise the
hallelujah.
Lord. Ah.
You know I like you
So,
as it is. Oh,
so, as a wife, we're here. We're saying as a wife. Something happened yesterday. Why I'm laughing? Because he has just been coming up, and I'm like, why do I need to give this example? And then, Pastor Nene, you threw this question now at me.
yeah, as
That
a
it has
wife.
just been coming. I'm like, why do I need to, give this example? And you threw the question at me. And so, as a wife, I'm going to use my story yesterday.
Yes.
Um, Yesterday, my husband said to me, he needs to go here, he needs to go there. I should, please, can I join him? He was like, okay, just come with me, come with me. And I looked at my time. That yesterday, I had a 7 o'clock appointment online. I had a 7 o'clock p.m., 7 p.m. appointment online. And I had that appointment, right? I had that appointment.
Mm-hmm.
And I said to myself, if I join my husband to go here and go there. We know me, I know my husband. Let's just get here. It's not just let's just get here. So as he was saying it, I said, oh, really? You want to go there? Oh, that's nice. Okay, no problem. I was just explaining myself from the gist. And I was like, you want to say, oh, nice. So you have to go there. He said, I said, stay. And I said, no, he has to go. I said, okay, no problem. See, I didn't go. I didn't disrespect, but in my brain, I had a 7 o'clock appointment online. I must keep to it. Going out
Exactly.
with him, for him, he could, or anybody who walks in or sees us on the road will say, oh, Dobby, Dobby.
They
But
will know
it's
that
me
you just put
shooting myself on the foot. I mean, I would end up cranky. I would be furious maybe at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Like, oh, you now have to blame him for what he didn't do. He didn't do it. You're responsible for your time. He didn't even know I had a 7 o'clock appointment online. And it's not like it was something it wasn't important, that kind of thing. It was just, okay, can you just, it
Mhm.
wasn't like it was he didn't make a fault, it wasn't a problem, but I tactfully, I tactically, sorry, I tactically
Excluded
excluded myself from that journey, from that. And he went and he came, by the time he came back, I was done with my meeting. I was happy. I didn't fail. The thing I was to do by that 7 p.m., I did it. When he came back, we're good. Everybody was happy. And like I said, he came back past the 7 o'clock. So I would have been on the
you
road
will
before
not
you
would
know,
have been exactly.
I wouldn't be happy. I would start saying, oh,
And
let's go
this thing
home.
you said,
Oh, there's traffic, ripple effect of my
this
bad decision. So that is one thing you have to
exactly.
know is as a wife, you need to know what you to do, when you are to do it and how you are to do it. You need to know that. As a mother, sometimes, I used to do that. I would say, okay, because my child was ill before he died. So unconsciously,
Mhm.
I didn't know. I had started having these things like, oh my children, oh my children. I used to do that. Oh my children, I would just know. I would just jump. I would just know I must be there. Oh, I have to be there. I can't leave them. I can't. I used to do that, and it was because. So one day I sat there. I said to myself, why are you like this? What's going on? And I sat down and I traced it to that incident. I said, oh, this is the after effect of losing a child who was sick. So it won't be like,
Now become apprehensive,
yes, I
apprehensive, and
became a parent and I would say, no, let me tell my children, people can go. And they can say, oh, yeah, let's go. I would say, no, don't worry, let's my children, people can go. I used to do that. So one day I sat down and I said to myself, why am I doing this? It's not like I don't, but why am I so quick to forfeit things I would naturally enjoy? And I
in
realized
fact,
it was because I lost a child. So there was this apprehension. So I said to myself, no, the child was not
let me
was ill for some time, and then the
okay.
child died. So what would I mean? There's nothing I can do. So I now realized that in doing that, I had taken away a bit of trust from the God that I serve and I
Mhm.
call my Lord. So I said to myself, I can't take away trust from God. He's the one that keeps me. He's the one, the Bible said he will not let my foot be moved. So I had to take myself and all my this thing and give.
Out insecurities and all that.
Yes, and took the whole
Let
thing.
me
I
just
said, God, you
quickly
see these remaining children, I give them to you. I trust you
exactly
to keep them. I'm not going to be apprehensive about it. I'm not
yes.
going to build a mansion. on my past experience. You are still God. You will keep
You
them.
know,
You will shield them. No one will
exactly. You know
die.
one thing. You know one thing. Oye, there's something you just said now. It just triggered something with me. You know, we've always said we'll just be saying it as it is here at the coffee table when we have coffee time with you. And something just hits me, you know. I was struggling with, I said, when I was asking you the questions, like, how can I maintain my breathing room as a wife? Then we're now doing breathing room as a mother. I was like, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Oh, yeah, because I'm not using any of this thing. My something went off. So I was like, would I have to say this? But I'm like, if we have to be true to who we are and what you have said you want the coffee time to be like, then we need to say the truth and
Yeah.
just out there because you don't know who you would be,
Oh,
impacting in whatever little way. When I hear people or women refuse to take, maintain their breathing room because of their children, I laugh and I laugh in French. I remember when I was pretty addicted, I was almost going cuckoo and all that. And at the early stages, they were like, go seek help. They wanted me to seek for help. You know what my excuse always used to be? No, I
mm,
can't leave my children. No, I can't leave my children. And at the back of my mind, there was always that thing of, I can't even leave my husband. If I leave him, something can happen. Because, rehab is not a 2-day thing. It's not a walk in the
yeah.
park. It's quite extended time. So I never used to. I know I lost almost 3 years of my life because of that. And eventually, because I delayed in seeking help, all these things I thought I was holding on to, I started losing them.
Yeah.
My daughter was taken from me, my sons. I was more or less a stranger in my home. My marriage was going down the drain. So at the end of the day, that's why I said, if you remember, I was telling you that when I turned 50 and I was half the time when they are doing worship, I was crying. If I most of the time you were the one holding me, I was weeping. I know people were wondering what's wrong with this woman. She should be very, very happy. They're celebrating her 50. And they didn't know that all that I was thinking of, all that was going through my mind when I looked at my children, even when my daughter, patched in from over there, I
Mm,
was crying like, truly, if I hadn't sought help when I did, I probably would have been long gone. That's why that
mm,
woman that they were talking about the whole of last week, her story resonated with mine. But sadly, she's gone. I was just looking at these kids and I was like, even when Uchenna was talking and worried about if I had, when I had the accident last year, I was saying, even this Uchenna will not have been here. I would have had him.
mm,
That's why people don't understand
yeah.
when I call him boy, because I say it's God giving me a second chance. So I needed to take care of myself. And I remember when I was in treatment, I was already okay. I knew and all that. And even when my husband came to get me, one would have thought, oh, finally, everything is getting better. But I knew I wasn't ready mentally. And I stayed back there for months after. I
Mm,
remember even back then, I had a friend who, when she was leaving her husband to go to study masters in Imperial College, UK, she had a full scholarship. There was someone else who had a full scholarship too, but she was like, oh, she can't leave her husband, she can't leave her husband. People tried to dissuade this girl from going. She went. She came back, better
mm,
job. The marriage was still there. So
yeah.
many of us, talking about myself, talking about her, things like that. So many women have lost great opportunities because
Mm,
they thought their lives were inexplicably linked to their spouses, not understanding that you need to breathe. You
you
even
do.
give more joy when you seem to be doing what pleases
Yeah.
you and always meet. Honestly, you always famously talk about it. You call it the anchor
Mm,
mentality.
yeah.
Anchor mentality. So if a woman consistently does that in a marriage, if she consistently does that with her children, she can have no breathing space. That's
Uh-huh.
where you will hear a woman say, I live for my children.
Yeah.
What do you think about that when women say such things only? What's your take on it? When
Well, I
women say
think
for my children?
I think it's, number one, it's what society has painted because the society, yes, has made it. look like. The moment you're a mother, you should um you should trash everything about you, like put a stop until the children are older, then you can continue. But that's not
Hmm.
actually what it should be. That's not what it should be.
What
As
should
long
be?
as there's an understanding, yes, as long as there's an understanding, that woman that got a full scholarship had the backing of her husband, I'm sure. She had the backing of her spouse who said, "My dear, you can do it, you can go." But the truth is that a lot of people are, even unfortunately, even women are part of the people who speak to fellow women to dim their light, to
How do you
stop
know?
living. Yes,
I don't,
that's the
I don't
problem
want
we
to
have.
say it. It was women that were even
Women are the
encouraging them, telling
ones
me,
that will
"Don't
go. Yes,
go, don't go."
they will say, dim your light, dim your light, dim your light, and don't go, stay. Oh, you want to go, be man. Because the truth of the matter, I think we need to come out from this thing that um we own. I don't know if you guys, if I can use it. We have the remote to the marriage. I don't even know how to explain this thing.
And they say,
That
"Guys,
man that is married to you is not in
Momo
bondage
button."
now.
It's called the Momo
He's
button.
not in bondage. The fact that he's married to you, the Bible said, and God took a bone from the rib of Adam to create Eve. And the moment Adam saw Eve, he said, "This is the bone of my bone and the flesh of my flesh." There is a thing you are to do in the life of that man. You are to complete him. You are to complete him spiritually, financially, in any area. So if there's something in you that you're born for, if there's a purpose you are to do, something you are to achieve on earth, why stall it because you want to safeguard your marriage? And actually, most times these men are not even the ones telling us to stall our dreams or stop living. They are
Yes,
not.
yes.
Yes, most times it's just something we
Stop,
have in there and we think, oh, that's the right thing to do. Let me
stop living,
let
stop
me
living.
do it. Yes. So you're not to stop living simply because you're married. Then back to
So next to
the
the
point
next
of
one,
finance.
how
Yes,
can
the
I
next one.
maintain my breathing room in relationships?
No, finance before relationship.
Okay, finance, yes. How can I maintain my
Finance.
breathing room
I want
in
everyone to know that you can't be God to the next person. See, I need to explain it the way God taught me. A lot of us are generous, no doubt. And then you find out that somebody comes your way, you have a leading to help, you keep helping, and that person now sees you as their helper.
my
Then
helper? Oh.
the person starts seeing you as their helper. The next thing, the person keeps coming, and you start feeling this. Why? Oh, why is this person calling you? Why is this person doing this? And I say to people, you must realize that you're not the God over the other person's life. You are not. For everything God sent you to do, for whatever finance He wants you to give to the next person, He makes provision for it. It will not task. It will be tasking. It might be your last money, right? But the feeling you will have is the feeling of satisfaction. But when you now want to position yourself as the God of that person, you will get exhausted. I don't know if anybody understands what I'm saying. You find out that
Yeah.
if you have not witnessed lack, you can't know God as your Jehovah Jireh. You can't know Him as your provider. If you have not gone through the journey of sickness, you can't know Him as your healer. There are certain things God does in people's lives. He doesn't want you to interfere. That's why you didn't have the leading to help that person. God knows what you don't know. So because He sent you twice doesn't mean He'll send you the third time. The third time, He knows what you don't know, and He might say to you, pause. And you know you're doing that of flesh. It's no longer, it's not even God that sent you.
Yeah, exactly. So
Then
you
it
just need to
becomes
take a break.
cumbersome.
You
Yes,
need to
it
take a
becomes
break at that
cumbersome for you. You should be able to say, my dear, oh, I just heard what you said, and don't worry, it's going to be okay. I know what I'm saying because God had to say that to me. I can be dangerously generous. And this is not me blowing my trouble. And then God started teaching me. He started teaching me. He said to me, you can't be God over this person. If you want to be God over the next person, I will leave you. You will play the God. And the truth is that what happens is that you will disappoint that person. The moment you
point.
try to start playing God, one, you will disappoint that person. Because one day you will do what you cannot. There are certain things that only God can
So
do.
you
And
just
that's
you
a,
just need to understand that you don't necessarily have to do might,
yes,
when it's not by might, not by power, but by His Spirit. So
Yes.
in the matters of finance, you just need to take a
Mm-hmm.
breather, and sometimes, if not all the time, just allow God be God on financial matters.
Exactly.
Because even there are sometimes, even in our own personal finances, we can worry beyond, worry is as if the amount of worry I can muster can make that
Mm-hmm.
thing happen. And it never
Mm-hmm.
happens. They say power of positive thinking. And I start
Yes.
overthinking it. Most power of
Overthinking and
thinking. I
and
already
finance.
think that if I ask Oyinye for money, she will give me,
Mm-hmm.
and before you know it, I'm creating unnecessary pressure, and
Yes.
soon I break. You understand?
Yes.
So
Or the
it's
person stops
should I
picking your
just
calls.
exactly person stop speaking your calls and all that. So what should such a person do in that case? Doesn't it all still come down to, of course, nobody said anybody should be lazy, but
No.
this is it a question of faith? Will faith make me get stronger that this thing will be sorted out? Or like you have a financial struggle as a couple, you know, would you just have to just take a break and just know that this one is beyond us? We can't handle this. Let's leave it to God. Or do you have to start
Yes.
strategically thinking? So what happens?
Okay. If it's the situation of a couple, I'm going to take myself as an example too. I know when we're going through very hard times, we're going through those times, and I knew it was not in the hard work. Yeah, because hard work, it was evident. There was nobody there was lazy. Nobody in the house was lazy. Everybody was doing their bit. We're going through a phase. And then God said to me in the place of prayer, he said to me, I want to teach you, I want to teach so your husband this lessons. He said it to me. So I knew we're going through a phase. We're going through a lesson period. And it was my ability to see,
Mm,
to stay through that phase, as God had already told me, my ability to stay through that phase. And it was in that situation that God gave me that example about how joy does not come from money, how your joy should come from the Lord, how happiness
mhm,
should come from within and not because you have money. It was in that period that God taught
mhm,
me that. So there are certain things we need to understand that when you have tried everything, when you have tried everything, you know what I mean. You've done this, you've done that. Why worry? Why worry when you can be still and God will show Himself as God? The thing we don't know is that there are certain actions we take and there are certain things we do that we don't even know that we are crossing the line from the natural to the supernatural. We're taking the position of God in that place.
that
And that's why
matter.
the Bible says, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all
Yes.
your ways, acknowledge Him and He shall direct your path. So if you acknowledge God in that situation, He will tell you what He's doing. He might not
Yeah.
tell you the processes, but He will tell you the end result. He might not
Exactly.
tell you the processes because as God, He has the key. So He might not tell you how He's going to do it, but He will say to you, be calm, I will lead you. The Israelites, He said, I will lead you out of Egypt. That was what He said. He told them
To
what the
lead you.
mission was. How He was going to lead them, they didn't know. That was His own as God. He said to them, this is the mission. I will lead you out of Egypt. So if you trust in the Lord with all your heart and you don't lean on your understanding, what happens is that you go back to Him, He will tell you what He's doing. How He is doing it, you may not phantom it, you may not
You may
know,
not know.
because
You
that's
may
what
never
makes
know.
Him God.
You may
Yes.
not. You may
But
never know.
try and don't lean on your own understanding. I'll also use myself as an example. I'm in need of a new car, a brand new car. I've prayed about it. I've prayed. Right? Every other
Is it?
need.
We have prayed. We have prayed.
We have prayed
We have
and
prayed.
prayed. Every other need is met.
But you need
I'm
to
not
give yourself
joking.
a breather. You need to give yourself a breather and
Yes,
just leave it to God and say,
every
God,
other
yeah.
need. Like if we need money for school, like it's not a problem. We pay by the grace of God. Then you now ask yourself when you calculate this whole thing, it can buy a cow. You now ask yourself, why is this car not coming? I've prayed, we've prayed, I've over prayed again. Even today I prayed. I had to hold on to that scripture and say, ask. I say, God, I'm asking, I will keep
And
asking. You said persistence. It's me and you in this matter. So what am I saying?
let me
Imagine me
even
now.
laugh. Have you forgotten that a couple of days ago when we saw you were now pointing to another kind of car? I was
I
like,
point I said
ah,
this is that this one I like now.
I
You
said,
know?
Lex, don't be like me, say this best again. But the thing about this thing is, in taking a breather and maintaining your breathing space on financial matter, because definitely a car comes from finance.
Yes,
You've just
yes,
you've been able to make it humorous. You understand? And
yes,
I'm not joking, because that
yes.
way, you it's just like how I used to say then, how I always wanted a can. In fact, I was so grateful when tires were now bought to replace. And before I knew I think what you're saying, even when it comes to financial matters like this, it's not only is somebody doesn't even have, because there's some people that
Mm,
have that still want more. I truly
yes,
believe that, you know, there's some kind of things worry cannot solve. In fact,
at
worry can't solve
all.
anything. Then the
It
worst kind of
can.
thing you can try to solve with worry is financial matters. So I think when you
Yes.
do all you can, you should just give yourself a break.
Just wait on the Lord. That's the only
Just
thing.
wait on the
Just
Lord.
wait.
Because
Just wait
you
on the
know
Lord.
what I say this. I can remember when you wanted to go to Kenya. I can't
Mm.
forget when you wanted to go to Kenya and you were like, and all of a sudden the next thing you just came and said you were going to Dubai for Christmas. I was like, how? You know, so I guess no, but it's true. It might seem funny, but it's true. You don't understand.
Yes.
I learned a lesson from that particular thing that happened a couple of years ago. I did, because it was always almost like you now relaxed, gave yourself that breather, and
Mm.
for some reason something just came, and that shows me
I'm
that
telling
truly
you,
God wants us to rely totally
on Him.
on Him when it comes to maintaining, because maintaining our breathing room, like you've said it already, it's not by our strength. It's
It's not.
in the one that we call as God, knowing who we put our trust in for time per time. So the next one now, which is very, very important to, I'm sure, every lady, maintaining your breathing room in as far as it comes to relationships, boundaries, things like that. Go ahead, school us.
Well, I was
Maintain
even
your
boundaries, relationships. I don't know
yeah.
how to say it. And I mean, I say to everyone who cares to listen, if you don't know who you are going to wake up every morning following other people on the path they should go when that is not your path. Then you find out that you're in a relationship, you're in a space, and you're being choked. There's nothing there. There's nothing there that aligns with who you are, that aligns with who you are. Why are you there? Have the audacity to unfollow. Have the audacity to leave that space. Have the
Mm.
audacity to withdraw. Have the audacity to say, I think I can skip this gathering for 2 weeks. Let me ask myself if I will miss it or not. You can do those litmus tests. You can just
Mm-hmm.
do, okay, let me just leave this environment. Let me leave this place for 2 weeks and see what will happen. If I feel better outside this environment, then I shouldn't be here. If I feel worse in this environment, then I'm making a mistake. So I think the truth is that a lot of us don't even see our associations or relationships. And the problem with our society is that the African mentality gives people room. Because I know the mother of my mother, the sister of my sister, they call it one nowhere. When you say this is
Mm-hmm.
my one name, they say, oh, one nowhere. One nowhere means you see somebody, or where a woman will say, ah, this is my brother, here one name. But there's no
Everybody,
connection, no blood link. Hey,
you were the
yeah,
kind of
you know, say, is it your brother? I said, no, my grandmother, my grandmother's village and his own great grandfather's village. And he's like,
Ewele.
but you just called the person your one name. You just called this lady your one name. Understand what I mean? You're just saying that you're related when there's no relationship. There's no bloodline, no connection. And unfortunately, that's what happens with a lot of us. We are in spaces we shouldn't be in. And we don't have the audacity to leave. We get into relationships that ruin us and not even and not make us better simply because we don't
Oh
have the
my
audacity
goodness.
to leave.
No, you have to say that again. Say it again. That was profound.
We are
We
in
get into
relationships that
relationships
ruin
that
us and
you
not
know
relationships that make us better.
they can't even make us better. God in
Yes,
heaven.
simply because we don't have the audacity to leave or to draw the line to create boundaries. It's my space. You're not going to come and pollute it. Wherever you go to and you leave upset, leave worse than you came, there's a problem. If you're in the midst of friends and you realize that whenever you're in their midst, you feel bad, you feel less than you should feel. You're in the wrong
Especially
space.
it shouldn't be in such circles. That's
Yes,
true.
you shouldn't be such circle. I tell you, I mean, God has just blessed me with friends. If my friends, one day my very good friend, Aboma, she looked at my siblings and said, Onye, you're the only local one. I said, I funny enough, I'm your friend now. All the algebraized siblings I have, why are they not your friends? She laughs, everything. I like you the way you are. What am I saying? As my friend, yes, I'm the local one, but I mean, I don't come near her and feel uncomfortable. She loves me for me.
That,
You understand? And everyone who is in my circle loves me for me. They know me. Oh, this one, she likes her go speaking. Like you, personally, so you don't make me feel
you
less.
like
You don't
Igbo, yeah.
imagine me every time. Yes, every time I find somebody says, "Please, this Igbo girl has come again." Please. Meanwhile, there are people that enjoy this Igbo. Find them. I don't know who I'm talking to. Find those people. Some people will love you the way you are. You are enough. Just all you need to do in a space is to make sure that you're the best version of yourself, or you
Yeah,
evolve to be the better
yeah.
version of yourself per day. The only
Because I
competition you
think
have is you as at yesterday.
yesterday,
You who you are as at yesterday.
yes.
So make sure you are the best version of yourself. Each day you evolve
And
to be better.
for me, when it comes to relationships, right, and breathing room, I think when you feel uncomfortable, seriously, because they tell people we can't choose our families, right?
Mhm.
We can't choose our families.
You can.
Like when you get married to a husband, if you did not see the things that you needed to deal with and you married him, except you want to leave, you have to learn how to
Mm.
deal with it, except when it's a
Yeah.
deal breaker, violence, and other things like that. But you see, for things that you can handle,
Yeah.
things that you can determine, I don't think people, it's just like when people talk about the Nigerian story, you always hear them. In fact, Independence Day was a couple of days ago, and you hear them say, and this entity that was cobbled together, we can make excuses, give excuses for this thing because they, after all, they didn't go into the relationship willingly. But I think for things like friendship, things like association, where you have the right of refusal, you have the right. I like today. I was just thinking
Yeah.
as I was in the car. Oh, you have to be serious about this, and we can't help it. At some point, we always like to get personal on the coffee time table. You know, I was just thinking about it. I said, for you to be my friend, for instance, I consider it a privilege to call you my friend. And at the same time, I expect you to consider it a privilege that I am your
Exactly.
friend. So it is not a
Exactly.
one-way street. If I'm in a
It's
relationship
not.
with you and you make me feel as if she's supposed to be happy, say I even call her my friend, then I need
Uh-huh.
written room from you. You understand?
Exactly.
The day
Exactly.
I call you as my friend and I hear some kind of hesitation in your voice, as in this, she don't tire me, I won't lie to you. I will not call again because you see,
Mhm.
one thing about breathing rooms, in any breathing room, toxicity cannot exist. If not,
At
it
all.
poisons your space.
Yeah.
It poisons your space. I should hear your voice as my friend and get
Mm.
excited.
Yes.
I should not hear your voice and feel despicable. You
Yeah.
understand? I should not be managing your voice when you call me. I hope you know there are things like that where
Yes.
your body your mind closes up. Why is this person calling me? Why is this person calling me? That's why they say for women suffer a lot of ailments that are tied to toxic relationships.
Yeah.
Ailments like ulcer, high blood pressure, so many things that are tied to toxic relationships. So, what are you going to give as a word of advice, Onyi, to somebody? Okay, somebody here says, before you love anyone, you must love yourself first. Yes, we said
Mhm.
that earlier. Onyi said that earlier. And by doing that, you're actually pleasing God. It's true.
Yeah.
So, what are you going to say to a woman who finds herself, look, when I say relationships, it's not only, it's not about husband and wife, who finds herself in a toxic setup, whether it's with friends, whether it's with associations or whatever. How would you tell her to maintain, in fact, not maintain, cultivate a breathing room? Because some of us don't even know we should have a breathing room. We don't know. We all we do is, this persecution complex. If I don't do with them again, they'll say I'm not good, I am not this, I am not that. What will you say to a woman when
Have the audacity to walk away.
to
Have the
take a
audacity
break?
to walk away. Not even just walk away from that space. Have the audacity to walk away. Now, it's just
Hmm.
like people who live in a certain country and then go on a transfer. Do you know that a lot of people use that to end relationships they didn't have the audacity to end when they were in that country? You would think that that person who left Nigeria to Canada, hey, is because she's now in Canada. You don't know that she's still communicating with people who were with her in Nigeria, but she didn't have the audacity, so she now used the transfer to flee.
Somebody said something here. Sandra says, some will say you have changed. Do you know this thing you said
Hey,
is profound?
yes.
Who likes you? Like when I relocated, it was an opportunity for me not to talk to some people again in my life.
Hey.
God forgive me. They'll say, oh, see what the pastor is saying. But it's true. Because for me, that's the way I pursue peace, like just be on my own. Like you said, this
And
thing, somebody go to Canada and you think she has cut
you think
all
in Canada,
ties
you don't
with
know that
everybody.
you were part of her. You just
You were
did
part
not,
of
she was not comfortable. Yes. And unknown to
that.
you, until you walk into the house of somebody, you know you have a common friend with that person, and you hear her on the phone. You're like, it's Daisy now. Say Daisy, let's go Canada. Hey, I'm thinking, Daisy, how far? Daisy will now form. Hello. When you finish, I beg, they drop. I don't get time for that person. The Daisy will drop. The Daisy
Oh,
will drop.
Jesus.
It's not for you to ask yourself. Hey, was I a good friend to this Daisy? Or is Daisy a good friend to me? It's vice versa. So it depends. Whatever the situations are unique. So I won't stay here now and tell you what you
It
have to
has
do.
to be 50-50.
Yes,
If not,
yes,
haven't you haven't you heard this guy's song? It says, just breathe your name upon me, breathe. Do you know the
that's it.
essence of life? If I cannot breathe easily where you are, I need space to breathe.
Yes.
I need space. I need
And
I
when
need
you said
to
some
breathe.
people didn't talk, it doesn't mean that when you have something to do for them, you won't do. It's just the truth. It's just that situation where,
Let me let
even
me
Jesus
let me
identified
explain.
that the Pharisees,
Yes,
these
let me explain
people,
this thing.
these people,
It's good as you're
they,
saying it.
they,
Let's
they
everybody.
always came, they always came to Jesus with, conniving attitude,
Yeah,
trying
you know,
to catch,
lest anybody like misinterprets, right? When I
yes,
say things like that, it doesn't mean that like I'm this kind of person. I tell people, and I mean, for age 50, you know that I will have had a lot of life experiences. Even when I had issues with certain people back in the day, if they came to me for an interview, I'll still pass them
mhm,
if they're worth it. You understand? But the thing I'm talking about, when I talk about relationships, to me are not how do you call it? You say these acquaintances. No, 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 no.
yeah,
You can still be an acquaintance,
exactly.
but we cannot build a relationship
Uh-huh.
because I suffocate around you. And that's what I'm talking about
Mhm.
breathing room. If I cannot breathe easy around you as a person, then there is no need. I'll be hurting
The things
myself
cannot hold.
and hurting you as well. You understand? But if, like I tell people, I say in relationships that are not familial, that we not born us for family, where we say we
Mm,
must, the day I can't breathe around you, I need my breathing space.
exactly.
That is it for me. Maybe years down the line, we might grow, we might grow in such a way that eventually, because I've seen people who didn't start off as friends, but eventually became friends. But it doesn't mean there
Mhm.
was anything that defined it. Okay, like you and I, we didn't start off knowing we'll be friends. But
Yeah.
I'm sure if there's something I would have done that we would never be friends, or
Mm.
something you would have done that would be never be friends. That shows you that even in as much as we have breathing rooms, and all that, we more than that have deal breakers that are things
Yeah.
we
Things that,
cannot finishes it. So in your relationship with somebody, the fact that the relationship is still good and all of that may most likely mean that no deal breakers have occurred,
yeah.
and all. But in the course of having that relationship, do you know that me as I dare like this, I know your deal breaker. I may not necessarily tell you, but I know.
Mm.
You understand? Like in a relationship, hi, Kiki is just patching in now. Yes, Kiki, we're talking about
Hello.
maintaining our breathing room. So if you have anything to say, we'll soon be wrapping up. Just how do you think, as a woman, you maintain your breathing room? You can pull yourself together again. How do you do it? How do you maintain your breathing room? You can check on the thread and see what people have been saying. So, Onye, like I was saying, please tell a woman what to do, because we always
Have
want
the
to hear.
audacity. Pastor Nene, there's nothing else to do than have the audacity to say the truth to yourself and have the audacity to walk away from negative energy and spaces. Because
I want
that
you to
is the
see
bottom line.
see on the screen what Linda said. And this is just resonates what someone else said. She says, life is too short
Life
to
is
let
too short to
anyone
let
suffocate
anyone
you.
suffocate you. As I get older, I realize that the little time I have cannot be spent walking on eggshells. Thank you, my thoughts. Thank you, my one and
Do you know
only
that
thoughts. I'm
that's
telling you.
that's that's what I want a woman to know today. So, personally, you said it. And that's Linda has resonated it. We should have the audacity to walk away from toxicity.
Yes.
And every woman who offers, because like in a friendship, we are offering ourselves to each other, right?
Uh-huh.
We're offering ourselves to each other. And I believe that there should be mutual respect. There
Yes.
should be mutual respect. It's only whether if it's a friendship that is supposed to gratify. Because for me, this breathing space, yes, we've talked about finances, we've talked about for yourself, but most importantly, is for relationships. I see
Mm-hmm.
relationships between women. I know there's some couple of women I used to admire one time like this on social media. When they fought, it was such a dirty thing. And I was like, God, and I realized that it's so important for us to treasure relationships. I'm speaking to
Pastor
a woman.
Nene.
If you have a friend, treasure the relationship,
No,
honestly.
and you know something else, Pastor Nene? You know
Yeah.
something else. What I want people to understand. A lot of people really don't know what relationship is all about. Relationship is based on truth. So if you are my friend and I can't stomach the truth you're saying to me, I'm not ready for a relationship. If I am
Then
your
that's
friend,
it.
get ready to stomach the truth I'm going to tell you. Because I
We
can't see
lie,
you
we
going
lie
left.
to each other so much. We
Yes, I
lie,
can't
we
see you
lie.
going left. And I will keep quiet and shut this eyes. I will say, see, babe, this road, there's no road there. Come out. This is not who you are. This is not what I know you. What is going on? Talk to
No,
me. Why
let
are
me
you
make let
choosing
me
that
make
path?
let me make people laugh. Let me make people laugh. It's just like when I'm trying to placate somebody or placate somebody, I'm like, oh, this thing is good. And you tell me, personally, how can you say that? Personally, say the truth now.
Ah,
This thing is not nice.
there's
It's
nothing
like,
nice about it.
I would not like it. It's not like that.
So,
And you say,
so
no, it's
yeah,
not
yeah.
nice.
Because
Tell her the
personally, a
tell
lot
her the
of people
truth so she
want
gets
friendship.
better.
A lot of people want friendship without truth. And we need to change. We need to
You know,
change. You know, you can't say,
initially I used to be so scared about that where you were concerned
no,
because
you can't
I've
say
always
you are my
you
friend.
no, no, you have to tell her the truth. No,
Yes, and you can't say you're my friend and you don't have, the truth is different from disrespect. To let me use that word. The truth is you sincere in this matter. Okay, this one I understand, but you see this one, bam, bam, bam. Let's have that conversation. We should be able to have the conversation, and irrespective of our age differences or whatever, you should be able to respect your friend. The problem we have is somebody thinks they are 60 years, 70 years,
and that's the
55
thing.
years, and have a relationship with a 40-year-old. Or then small, you say, this small girl, you're not my friend now. I will place you. I will
you'll be
put
my
you
auntie.
under acquaintance.
No,
Yes,
that's the that's the problem. Let me
You
just tell
start
you
with this
quickly.
small girl, then you
That's the
tomorrow you become
issue.
your friend.
That's the issue.
Friendship has no
We
age.
have.
I'm going to
That's the issue
respect
we
you as
have
an
with this.
elder, but you must understand that we have the same voice. I mean, freedom of voice in that relationship. There is
Nigerians
equality.
don't
There is
understand that.
equality in friendship.
Nigerians don't understand that. Nigerian women,
They
for the
need
most
to
part,
understand that tonight.
because
They
you
need
see,
to.
for
There's
me,
equality in friendship.
as a like for me, I'm a 50-year-old woman, right? And you just turned 40, and you are my friend. I will not come and
Mhm.
start treating my younger sister. That's not what we signed up for.
Yeah,
It's only natural that you will respect me, but you didn't sign
exactly.
off. You didn't sign off to be my younger sister. I don't know if you understand what I'm
Exactly.
saying.
I
So
do perfectly.
where that's where people don't understand, and for that reason,
Mm-hmm.
I may have a younger sister that is your age mate, but I don't have a friendship relationship with her except I choose to. You understand? So
Exactly.
that's the thing. Relationships are different from family affiliations.
Exactly.
Relationships are different from family affiliations. Because if we don't do that, we will not have breathing space. Because I will make you continue to walk on eggshells where I'm concerned. I will let you know at every point, my friend, you know, not say small girl. So what are we doing here?
Uh,
Then we don't have any need to be in
I
this.
will walk away,
You will just go. You understand? So
enter
I
the
just
next plane and fly.
so I think like I was telling you what I was thinking today when I was saying I was just gonna end with that and I'll hand over to you. When I said, ah, I consider it a privilege to be your friend, and you consider it a privilege to be my friend. But the day the person starts feeling a sense of entitlement
Exactly.
because I am your friend, then it's a problem. Kiki
Yes.
says our culture makes it difficult for us to really maintain our breathing room. Sometimes ignoring people helps me maintain my breathing room book. Yes, ignored. We talked about it earlier, Kiki. You know, you're
Mm-hmm.
always in the spirit. You just need to, because if you don't, we have such a culture that is obtrusive. Our culture is
Yeah.
obtrusive. Our culture is obtrusive. Even in the village, when people don't enter your house, and things like that. What a very obtrusive culture. So I think everybody should have boundaries, as Pastor
Yeah.
Yas told us today. For the most part, we should have boundaries. A woman should look after herself, look out for herself, and all that. What was that you said again about how a woman should maintain and have breathing room in relationships? She should have the audacity to
To
walk
walk
away
away.
from every situation that is threatening her by being
Yes.
toxic.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
You have the
So,
audacity to walk away.
wow, it's you see, when topic is sweet like this, time will just be flying. I'll just like, oh my goodness, already have 1 hour 15 minutes on the clock. I don't know who is listening, but it's been an eye opener for us today. The need for us to, really insist on self care
Mm-hmm.
for ourselves. The need for us to have sufficient space, what we call our breathing space. It starts from the mind, as Pastor
Mm.
Ian told us today. Just that thing where you shut the door of your mind away from every other thing. You know, for me, she reminded me of my own. I had to start learning to say no, you know, to understand, because you can say yes, 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 yes to please
Yeah.
everybody, and you will suffer from burnout at the end of the day. So when you give us your last parting words and you pray for us, and we will go. Oh my goodness.
So my parting words for tonight is also coming from the scripture.
Okay.
Elijah had had enough of Jezebel's negative energy that he
Mm,
decided to flee. He decided to take a walk, as in, "No, let me leave this woman. Her wahala is too much. This
Tawala.
woman is taking, yes, she's becoming, the toxicity is too much." He just decided to walk away. And it was when he walked away that the angel came. You know, he had
Mm,
clarity on the next thing to do. He was
mm,
fed. He could
mm,
communicate better. He had divine help
mm.
because he walked away from that environment. The Bible said, and God sent the angel. The angel fed him. He slept. He fed
Mm,
him. And now
mm,
told him what to do. Told him what to do. By the time he went to the mountain, he had this conversation with God. And
mm,
then he got clarity on his purpose. He knew the next thing to do. He knew, okay, from here,
mm,
go and look for Elisha. Go anoint
mm,
him. After that one, Jehu will take over. You know, he had the next assignment
mm,
clear. He had clarity on the next assignment because
mm,
he walked away. A lot of us are stuck in a place that we know is not good for us, and we
mm.
don't have the audacity to walk away. Elijah did not say, because I just prayed and God sent out fire. I know that people have twisted that verse a lot. So Elijah, a man that prayed, now ran away from Jesus. But no, my people have a saying. They said that if you run, right, you live to fight another day. You know, there's
That day,
certain
yes,
things that
he
will
that
yes,
runs from a battle
he,
lives to fight another day.
exactly. You live to fight another. He knew that what is this? Back to back. He's a human being, he's not God. So he just took himself out of that negative
He had to
situation.
run.
But then
He had
run.
to
And then
run.
he met with his God. And God told him what to do, gave him a new strategy, fed him. The Bible said after eating the food and sleeping, that thing carried him for 40 days and 40 nights. So imagine Elijah trying to do strong man and a G, the man that called down fire. Remember, he was not the one that called down fire. He said,
Yes.
let God answer. He called unto his God that if
Yeah.
I be man of God, let his own God come and prove himself. So it's not like Elijah said, fire, come down. That was not what happened. Let's
No,
go
no,
and
no,
read
no.
that scripture.
He
He
charged
sought
God.
his God to answer, to make a name for himself, which is God. So he knew, I'm a human being. I'm getting tired of this Jezebel. She's annoying me. This environment is getting too toxic. I'm getting weary. And he left. So I'm talking to a woman here. That environment that is toxic, have the audacity to leave so that you can have clarity on your next assignment, so that you
And
will
you can
hear
breathe.
clearly what God has to say. So you can breathe. It's only something that can breathe that will live. If you're choked up, you will die. Lack of oxygen is death. And death is not just physical. Death can be spiritual. It can be creativity. In creativity, you're dead. You
Dead,
find
yes,
out that
dead.
you no longer have you don't have the zeal to do anything anymore. Simply because you're in an environment that has drained everything. You come back wasted, you come back tired. Have the audacity to walk away from that space. Have the audacity to leave that environment. Have the audacity to say, no, I am better than this. Have the
Wow.
audacity to look at yourself for who God has created you to be. He created you in his image and in his likeness. I like this scripture. Behold, I stand at the door and knock. If you
I
open,
know.
that's Jesus talking to you.
Yeah.
So if Jesus, who was there the day they created you, God said, let us make man in our image, has respect you. You know, he did not bad. The Bible did not say, behold, I stand at the door and knock. I will break the door and come
I
in.
will break
He
the
says,
door
if
open.
you open, if you open the door, he will come in. He will come in. So why should a human being like you barge into your space? Why should a human
Mm,
being like you disrespect you? Why should a human being like you sit down in the house and then control, instead of making you feel better, enhancing your good part? Friendship is, the Bible said, iron sharpens iron. So it's in the action of, steel meeting steel, there are sparks. Those sparks make
mm,
each blade sharp. That's what friendship should do for you. One iron should not be
mm,
meeting wood. A wood
mm,
cannot sharpen a knife.
mm,
Wood cannot sharpen a blade. It will just go blunt. And if you're
mm.
in a toxic environment, you're getting blunt. You can't be the best version of yourself. You can't. So today I'm
Child,
speaking to a woman, I'm even
as-
speaking to a man. Have the
you are
audacity to
turning
walk
this
away
thing
from
to
that space.
for me. Oh, Jesus. Mm,
Have
Jesus.
the audacity to walk away
And
from that space. You are more than this. You are
you
better than
are
that. You are better than that.
putting on the
What God has put in you is more than the eyes can see. And if you're in
hallelujah.
a space where instead of helping you, see, Elijah helped Elisha to become.
Has been
Elijah
taken by
helped
the Spirit.
Elisha.
Yes. Yes.
Elijah helped Elisha to become who God wanted him to be. Elijah helped Elisha. And if the people you are with cannot help you, they only take. They don't
They
give. And
go.
I want to say to somebody, giving is not money. Yes, money, yes, but you know what I'm talking about. Let the substance, what money cannot buy. When Pastor and I remember one day you had your Wednesday program and it was anti um
Ibim.
sanitary. Yes, it is. She said her mother said something and I left with that thing. She said, whatever you can count will finish. Whatever you can count will finish. So make sure you give what you can count. Make sure you receive what you can't count. So what is it you have to offer to the
Whoa.
person who is your friend? And today we need
Whoa.
to think deep. Who are the people that
Whoa.
are your friends? What are you offering them? Are you offering them love? Are you offering them comfort? Are you helping out?
Woo.
Even the money you are giving, what is your motive?
Or are
Is
you
it the kind
suffocating
of,
them? Are you
yes,
suffocating
are
them?
you suffocating them because you give them money?
Jesus.
Or are
Jesus.
you giving them money from a place of love? I want you to be better. You know, I was having a conversation with my sister, and I said to her, I said, see, you can't have a friend that is wealthy and remain in a bad place. We're just having a conversation, and I was not talking about my sister. I was just telling her what I believe a wealthy friend to do. I can't have money, and my friend, hey, my goodness, has a business that is still down. I will finance it. I'm not joking. My friend should saw like I saw. Do you get what I'm trying to say? That's what I see friendship as. I don't know about what people see friendship as. Friendship is not when I should be. It's not. I can go to my friend's wedding, and if I can't afford them, I'll say my dear sis, I'm not get tired to buy. Or if I don't even have energy for tailors, I'll say I know they buy this actually. It doesn't
I'm
make me
telling
less
you.
your friend. I will be present at that wedding, but I want you to know that my wedding at Shobe does not make me your friend. What I have
That's
to
true.
offer cannot be counted.
That's true. That's true. That's true. That's true.
What I have to offer cannot be counted, and you must be okay with it. You must understand that what we share is more than what we can count. And so it will never finish. Because the one that you can count will one day finish.
Guy,
So I need us to
that,
go
that,
and evaluate.
you are doing
Look
me in
inward.
this.
What kind of
Ah,
friend am I? Who am I to that, my friend? Go and sit down. Do you have the capacity? You know, some of us, we have the capacity to make our friends better. We don't use it. We have the money to say, come, take this 500,000. Eh? We are going to this business. If you don't know how to do it, I will get somebody. I know somebody. You know, we don't think in that light. When iron sharpens iron, it's not only in talk, it's also in action.
and it's not
It's
only
also
the
in
kind of,
action.
the kind of friendships that most women like, the friendship of servitude. I'm going to send you message, I'm going to
Uh,
send you message. You'll be taken from the dregs. God
it's
forbid.
not,
I know
yes,
one, one thing I understand from what you've said is this, like in treatment, there's something you should always tell us: flee from every situation of risk.
yeah.
Relationships that are toxic, flee from them. That's the crux of what you've said today. In fact, you're almost taking me to church. I was already being caught up in the spirit
Today is church.
because is what
That's
you
the way
said.
God wants.
It,
Yes,
it, I just know this. In fact, somebody, I think, yeah, Kiki is saying you're on fire for Christ tonight, and you should
amen.
ride. I think a woman had to hear this, and I give God all the
Yes,
glory. If nobody, I had to hear this. I had to hear this. I really, really did have to hear this. You know, I just want, so yeah, I don't know how to thank you. In fact, I should just allow you just pray for the next 2 minutes so we can
mm,
just this thing, because when we're talking about this topic, I didn't know it was going to go this way, because truly it's not enough for us to say, oh, women supporting women,
mm.
put picture, this, that. What what are you doing that is putting value, especially post this pandemic, that so many women are down in the dumps.
Yes,
you know Women are in pain. It's not about money, like you've said alone. What have you done? Like I was saying the other time, it was like, and somebody had to write and say, that's what she's been doing, from nowhere, and she's here with us. Kindu just called me one day. I told you about that phone call,
yes,
and I
you
know
did.
what that I know what that phone call did to me. Can we just sit down and just decide this is what, without any, there's some kind of people that will call me the way she did then. I'll be saying like, what does this person want? That kind of thing, because you have
Yeah.
defined them by, but that call was just like on the matter, and it was just, in fact, so many other women like that have in this season just called me from the blues. Is it Yellow CC? I told you that phone call.
Yes.
And you are encouraged by them. These are people who you would gladly bring into your space, because they're not going to suffocate you. They'll make you
Mm-hmm.
think. far-reaching things that will be good for you. In fact, our time is fast spent today. Sorry for keeping you so long, Pastor Onyi, but I
No,
just
no,
I
I'm
just had
good.
to
I'm
allow
great.
you. I just had to allow you, like, just, and I think we really needed to hear this end of the matter, as it were. So please, for a woman out there,
Mm.
I want your confession this evening to be: I would have the audacity to walk away from a toxic environment that I
Exactly.
might breathe. Just say, I need to breathe. Whatever
Uh-huh.
thing is toxic, I would walk away because I need to breathe. If you know the
Exactly.
song by, I think it was Hezekiah Walker, or who it was, I can't remember now, that said, um, I'm always trying to confuse it with Dosi Onyeko, but it was um, about breathing. I think I'll put it on my post when it says, when everything is getting awry and it's as if I've lost ground and it's so
Mm.
hard to hear your voice, Lord, with all the distractions all around. But it just says, breathe unto me, O Lord, the breath of life. And that's what
Mm.
a woman needs to do this evening. When you step back into that breathing space, remember Pastor Ye told us about Jesus going away, withdrawing. Every woman should learn to withdraw. So from everybody, when you had people thanking for all of you who are with
Thank
us
you.
up till now, Oroma, Matilda Okeke, baby mama, baby mama, baby mama. Oh, ask Pastor Onyinye, we couldn't get to see you in Port Harcourt. Kiki, Dabi, Wando, everybody who's here with us, Genevieve Okechuku, Lin, Sandra, and the rest of you. Thank you very much. God bless you for making time to be with
Thank
us
you.
today. From Pastor
Let's just pray.
Oni.
Let's pray. Father, in the name of Jesus, Father, in the name of Jesus, we have come to say thank you. We ask, oh God, that tonight you give us the capacity, oh Lord, to walk away from toxic environments. The Bible said, and when it was time to destroy Sodom and Gomorrah, you brought help to the house of Lot. Today we ask, oh God, for divine assistance. We ask, oh God, for everyone who is in a place like Sodom and Gomorrah. Everything, oh God, be it in business, be it in relationship, be it in any way. Father, you know, be it in friendship, be it, oh God, in marriage, whatever it is. We ask today, oh God, King of glory, that you send help as you help Lot and brought him out of Sodom. Father, we ask that angelic assistance be given unto your people in the name of Jesus. Fill them with the capacity to make the right move. In Jesus' matchless name, we have prayed. And as they leave, oh God, the toxic place, bring them, oh God, to their place of rest. Let them find, oh God, the right people for them in the name of Jesus. Blessed be your holy name forever. For in Jesus' name we have prayed. Amen and amen.
Amen. Thank you
Amen.
very much.
Thank you all. Bless you. Thank you.
Pastor Oni.
Bye.
See you next week, guys. See you next week, Monday. God bless you.